Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to School of Gold. Today we are focusing on natural disasters. But what is a natural disaster? A natural disaster is caused by natural events, a natural phenomenon that causes a lot of damage, and unfortunately, lots of lives get lost. But what are events that are natural disasters? Well, let's have a look. Bushfires. Bushfires are very, very dangerous to the wildlife, and houses that live close to the bush are very affected by bushfires. And bushfires can cause a lot of pollution into the environment too. Now, can you imagine a koala or many, many other animals that live in the bush? Their houses get lost, their habitats. And now can you imagine their houses that live close to the bush? They need a bushfire plan, and that's very important. And one special rule, if you have a bushfire or a fire near your house, go low and go, 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 because the smoke will rise, and if you go low, you can exit your building as fast as you can. Tsunamis are so dangerous and probably one of the most catastrophic events, natural disasters out there. Tsunamis is when an earthquake is in the water. In the Pacific Ocean in 2006, and I believe it was Boxing Day, in Australia that is, Boxing Day, or in the Southern Hemisphere, an event happened. An earthquake happened in the water, which is the Earth's tilt, and the water rose very rapidly, and a lot of countries surrounding the Pacific Ocean lost a lot of lives. Around Sri Lanka, lots of countries around Asia, and this is so dangerous because you can't go anywhere, and water can go straight through houses and knock off buildings. That's how powerful it is. So a tsunami can occur, and that is a natural disaster. Cyclones. Cyclones happen when it's tropical weather. Now, in Darwin, in 1974, which is in the top of Australia, a capital city in the Northern Territory, a cyclone happened on Christmas Eve in 1974. Now, this big winds in a circle, and dramatically knocked down some houses. And actually, 90% of the town got lost. And unfortunately, a few lives were lost too. So that's a cyclone, tropical weather, very, very strong winds, and heavy rain. Now, some cyclones can cause floods. And what is a flood? Lots of rain that go into a lot of dams, and dams are there to have enough water for your society. Now, when there's lots of water, they need to push up the wall in the dam, and water floods out. And this is when there's too much water in the environment, in that land, in that specific area, and the water goes into the drains, but it's too powerful and water levels rise. A few years ago in Australia, Queensland received so much rain and they flooded the whole town. This is the landmass of France and Germany as a whole. This is how much the water went from the sky to the ground, and the whole area were flooded. And this is scary because in Queensland, there are crocodiles, and there were crocodiles in people's homes because they needed to go somewhere. So they just flew with the water and swam with the water. And true story, people needed water boots. The whole country in Australia ran out of boots because the majority of Queensland needed these boots to get out of their houses, and people were in canoes outside their house and stranded on the top of their house. True story. It happened in Queensland. The size of the whole France and Germany were underwater. True story. How crazy is that? And earthquakes. And earthquakes happen when the Earth's movements move very rapidly. Now, you need to be on a tectonic plate, and that's a whole nother story. So if you need to know what a tectonic plate is, feel free to research it. Now, New Zealand has these earthquakes quite often because their country is on the tectonic plate. Now, natural disasters can cause loss of life and lots of damage. And in summary, the 5 natural disasters that you can come up with are bushfires, tsunamis, cyclones, floods, and earthquakes. I hope that has helped. Boys and girls, take care and bye for now.